Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of You and the Laws of Attraction. My name's Dr. Drwendydearborne, and I will be your host for the next 30 to 40 minutes, maybe a bit longer. I always say that, guys, and I always go longer, but it is the nature of what it is. So what is You and the Laws of Attraction all about? Well, You and the Laws of Attraction is literally about you and how you attract things into your life. That's things that you want and things that you don't want. It's one in the same. You and the Laws of Attraction is about you and attracting what it is that you are truly wanting for your life. Well, today is, I believe today is the 6th. Don't quote me. I believe today is actually the 6th of June. And time, today's Saturday, the 6th of June. And time is moving forward at such a rapid pace. You know, it just feels like the other day that, we just got through Christmas and then, we had COVID, and the whole world for the most part has been in some state of lockdown or in some state of you can't do this and you can't do that. Some sort of restriction has been placed, and that's in most countries in the world. So for us guys, for me, it's gone really quickly. I can't believe that March, I think it kicked off here March 13th or 17th or something like that, we were really on lockdown and there was nowhere to go other than if your job was considered to be essential and or if you were going out to purchase food. And that was about it. In regard to having entertainment and all that sort of jazz and, things like that, that was absolutely non-existent. I mean, it was like, don't go around your family, don't see your friends, do that on like FaceTime or Zoom or what have you. If you're going to do anything, just leave it at the door and leave. And, all this sort of stuff. Well, this has been something that's been worldwide, and it's unfortunate because there's a few people I know who are actually stuck and have been stuck for damn near 3 months in countries, in foreign countries, and they haven't been able to get home. The flip side of the coin is this situation really is passing. This situation is truly passing, and then we're going to get something else, and then we'll establish a normal, and then something else will happen and we'll establish a normal. We are in, as the saying goes, and I do believe in unprecedented times. I do believe that there has been, I know there has been an energetic shift. So lots is happening. So guys, how are you doing? How are you actually doing? Were you working? Were you guys at home with the kids, with the husband? Were you guys at home? How have you guys really worked your way through this? I know that I had, and this was 3 months ago. This was actually the last time. I say 3 months and maybe about 2.5 months ago. I had published a video. I think I went live on Facebook or something, and I was talking about utilizing the time that people are having now, that really has been enforced on people, utilizing the time to really think about what it is that you want to do with your life, what it is that you don't want to do with your life, what it is that you love about your life, what it is that you hate about your life, what it is that you want to change about you, what it is that you love about you. As this show is called You and the Laws of Attraction, it is vitally important that you realize that everything that you do, you've attracted into your life. Now, many people find that extremely hard to believe. Many people find that, actually, some people are downright hostile when I present this to them. But the name of the game is whatever is happening in your life is happening to you. This isn't to be confused with whether it's right or wrong. It's not to be confused with whether or not you, and anybody else condone what has happened. It's really important to understand that what has happened because of things that you have done. And again, this isn't saying what you've done is right, wrong, or indifferent. What this says and illustrates quite clearly is that the universal laws of attraction, there's no emotional attachment to your manifestation from the universe's side. All the emotion is about you. All the emotion that you put out is what fuels the things that you think about, the things that you talk about, the things that you say, all of that jazz. Anything that has been manifested has been fueled by you based upon the emotional attachment and the energy that you give it. So guys, what are you giving energy to? You know those conversations that you have that go on in the back of your, in the back of your mind, the conversations that you don't really verbalize, or I take that back. The conversations that you don't actually speak out aloud. The thought processes that you have, both the positive and the negativity that's running in the back of your mind. And it's running in the back of your mind, guys, but it's fueled with passion. It's fueled with desire, and these are emotions. And this passion and this desire and, anger in itself is an emotional outpouring, and it's a strong one too. So is hatred, so is love, so is happiness. All these things will fuel the thoughts that you have. You see, your thoughts will not be returned to you void. And the thing that you want or desire the most, or the thing that you desire the least, will be manifested based on how much energy you give it. I mean, there's this, and I don't want to get too off track, guys, because we're going to be talking about the sculptor of your truth in today's episode. But one of the things that I actually wanted to say to you was this. They have this story, and basically it's about this young kid, and he's with his granddad, and his granddad's talking to him about, two wolves, and these two wolves, and, one, I'm going to say one is successful and happy, and the other, no. One wants something. Both wolves want something. All right. If I remember correctly, I'm doing this off the top of my head. Both wolves want something. And at the end of the day, the kid winds up asking his granddad, well, granddad, basically, which wolf is going to get what it wants? And his granddad said, well, whichever wolf you choose to feed. So for you, with the things that go on in your mind, the positivity and the negativity, you can look at them as two wolves. The one that will actually come out on top is the one that you feed energy to. Okay, guys? Stop feeding negativity. You cannot go through life without being aware of it. In the same way, you cannot go through life and not have an emotional response to something. That's not going to happen. Okay? That's not how that works. That's not how that's going to happen. You cannot go through life like that. However, you are in control of how you choose to react to that response. Your emotions are going to come up. Stuff's going to come up and it's going to tick you off. Stuff's going to come up, it'll knock you to your knees. Stuff will come up, it will make you laugh. Stuff will come up, it will make you happy. But it's then how you choose to respond to these emotions, these outpourings that you have control over. Well, guys, enough said about that. Again, I hope you guys are all doing well. We are in unprecedented times. At this moment, we have lots of protesting going on, and that too seems to have a pandemic effect. It's about people being brutalized and, all sorts of stuff. We are definitely in changing times. So what I'm suggesting to you is make sure that you change in your time in the way in which you want it. You know, guys, you do not have to be dragged along with the herd. You don't. You really, really don't. So that being said, once again, my name's Dr. Wendy Dearborne. Welcome to the show, and you are live with me. No, this is a recording. I'm sorry. You are on a recording with me, and you are connected to the show, You and the Laws of Attraction. The Sculptor of Your Truth. And basically, I'm taking this from the blog that I had written today. Truth is something that isn't learned. You cannot learn truth. So truth isn't something that can be learned. Truth can only be recognized. And I've said this several times on several different podcasts, in several blogs. It's vitally important to understand that truth can only be recognized. And it can only be recognized because truth actually already exists within you. And your truth really is unshakable. It's part of your spiritual and your physical DNA. You and your truth are one, and they never can be separated, guys. It's really important to understand this, that you are your truth. And this is how you show up in life. How you are showing up in life is reflecting your truth. It reflects your beliefs. It reflects what you know to be true to yourself. Now you can add to the content of your truth, and you really can add to the content of your truth, but you can never subtract or detract from it because it's you. So guys, it's a bit like you can't unsee something that you've already seen. You really can't. You can't unhear that bell that has rung. You can't. Now you can choose to forget. You can choose to forget that you've seen something or that you've heard something. You really can. But much like a hard drive or the cloud as they have it now, put everything in the cloud. So much like a hard drive or the cloud, it will always, always, always be in your memory bank. And it will be there for recall, memory recall. I want to also point out that like truth, very, very much like truth, you can't take back the words you have spoken. And you can't take back or undo the actions that you have taken. It's not going to happen. And the same is, your truth cannot be undone. But you can add to it. You can build on it. You know, guys, in the same way, you want people to embrace your truths, your beliefs. And as I said, you want people to embrace your truth, and you want them to share your beliefs, primarily because it creates a common and a stable ground for effective communication. Everybody likes to be on the same page. Everybody likes to be on the same page, believe it or not. And if they have a page that's a little different, people want people to be on that page. This is who we are. We come from, and we really do come from, that group or that pack mentality. There's safety in that. Well, guys, in the same way you want other people to embrace your truths and your beliefs, other people want that too for themselves. It's vitally important, guys, and I can't stress this. I don't know how hard I can stress this, but it's vitally important that you honor other people's truths. And that's something really hard to do, especially if it goes against the grain of everything you believe and know to be true. And I'm going to preface it with this for yourself. And it really goes against the grain. But their truth, other people's truths, are as important to them as your truth is to you. Now, once again, I am not saying here to condone people's actions. What I'm saying is that people have their beliefs, and they're truly entitled to them as long as they don't infringe on me and my human rights. You're entitled to your beliefs. You're entitled to your truths. But when they overlap or they cross over, this becomes a problem, because then you are trying to subjugate me by imposing your truth on me. Now, truth as it is, your truth, my truth, everybody's truth, is as subjective as it can be, as it can be objectionable, right? So one of the things that I thought about here as I was writing this blog is, let's take a look at a humble, huge slab of marble, cold, hard, opaque marble. And many of you have heard this analogy before, but we're looking at this cold, hard slab of marble that has been discarded by the roadside. It's just been kind of booted to the curb. And for a moment, guys, let's pretend that the marble actually reflects all people, every people. I don't care who you are, where you're from, your belief system, none of that. It reflects what you believe to be true. So it reflects all people's truth. Your truth in this instance, in this little drama, your truth is portrayed as seeing the slab of marble for what it is. And there's truth. It is a slab of marble. And it's a slab of marble that somebody has discarded, and they've discarded it by the road. And that's fine, because there's truth to that. It's true. And that slab of marble that has been discarded along the roadside contains your truth. Well, into our little melodrama, enter Michelangelo. Michelangelo looked at the same slab of marble on the same side of the road. And he said, I saw an angel in the marble, and I carved it until I set it free. And apparently this is a quote from Michelangelo. He said this. And that's fine, because that same slab of marble that had been discarded on the road contained his truth too. You see, he didn't see nothing, or I take that back. He didn't see just a slab of marble. When Michelangelo looked at the marble, he saw something trying to get out of it. He saw an angel. And as I said before, that's fine too. His perspective and feelings on the marble were different to yours, and your perspective and feelings about the marble was different to his. The difference in opinion doesn't make somebody right or wrong. It just is. And really at the end of the day, it comes down to, wow, who knew there was an angel hiding in that slab of marble that was laying in the dirt by the side of the road? Who knew? Based on what the sculptor Michelangelo did to the marble, had my truth and understanding growing. It had my truth, understanding, and feelings grew from having seen this beautiful angel that he literally carved out of this. And as a result, never again would I look at a piece of raw, uncut marble that has been discarded and tossed into the street the same way. Doesn't mean that I'll see an angel. It doesn't mean that I'll see David. It doesn't mean that I'll see all these other sculptors, all these other sculptures that have been done. But it does mean that my truth base has changed, because there is a possibility, although that possibility isn't for me. I'm not a sculptor. I'm not a sculptor. As I think about truth and the role it plays in our lives and how we communicate with others, I know that it isn't my job to make you believe my truth. And it truly isn't my job to make you believe my truth. My job is to be a sculptor like Michelangelo, carving, shaping, sharing, and showing the value of my feelings surrounding my truth. And that's important. My truth has value to me. And that value impacts my feelings. So it's my job to show you the value of my feelings surrounding my truth. And this can actually present you with opportunities, or an opportunity to see, to feel, and to know my truth, and to know me. And to know me with your own authentic understanding. Not my understanding, but with your own authentic understanding. So to know me as it relates to you and your experiences. And then you can add that to the content of your own truth base. And from there, if you choose, you can expand your understanding. And of course, how you show up in life. Now, the reverse is true also. Your job is to be a sculptor. Your job is to be a sculptor too. Your job is to be your own Michelangelo in your world. Your job is to carve, shape, share, and show the value of your feelings surrounding your truth. And this is what would be presented to me. And this would give me an opportunity with authenticity to add what I have experienced with you to the content of my truth base. That's if I choose. And by adding that to the content of my truth base in regard to how I choose to interact with you, this will afford me an opportunity to expand on who I am and how I show up in my life and how I show up for other people too. Equally important is how I then choose, or how we then choose to interact with each other. You know, in regard to, Michelangelo and the sculpting of the angel, which is really beautiful, and it still stands today. This is what is really amazing to me. I take it back. No, it's not amazing. This is what I love. It was a fact. He saw this, and that fact still stands today. What, 600-700 years later, or whatever it is? It still stands today. Okay, guys? So anyway, that being said, if Michelangelo had told people that there's an angel in that discarded slab of marble, the majority would not have embraced that truth. And then the minority, based on his actual expertise, were like, well, go for it. But would they have seen it? By and large, the majority wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. So what he did was, instead of trying to make people believe, he carved out of, instead of making people believe, he carved out something that became an irrefutable fact. He carved something out that became an irrefutable fact. Be the sculptor of your truth. Carve out your truth. So people can see who you are, what you are. So people can feel what you feel. So people can understand who you are. So people can see you for you. Be the sculptor like Michelangelo was and actually carve out your truth. Once again, just because it's your truth doesn't mean that people will see it that way. In order for people to relate to you and what you believe to be true, they have to feel it too at some level. They don't need to feel it as deeply as you. They don't need to feel it as widely as you, but they need to feel it so that they can put it into the cachet of who they are and where they relate, and they can take it into self or into themselves as a way of, this is how it makes me feel. You see, you can't beat your truth into me. You might want to try, but I wouldn't really advise that, But you can't beat your truth into me. And I will not beat my truth into you. We all know that it's not possible. It's not possible. And not only that, it's pointless. It's a lesson in futility. It just doesn't work. And I really don't want to be, I don't want lip service or to be compliant or have that kind of attitude regarding your views on my truth and my views on your truth. I don't want that. I don't want that experience where, people are just giving lip service. Or their whole attitude is, I'm only doing this because I won't get whatever. So I'm only doing this because of that. And the minute I don't have to do that, then I'm good. So I don't want lip service or a compliant attitude regarding your views on my truth, which are sacrosanct to me. Okay, guys? Which are sacrosanct to me. You see, my truth is unbreakable. My truth is unshakable. You cannot destroy my truth. Guys, what I would like is an authentic opportunity to share the value of my feelings surrounding my truths, and for you to share the value of your feelings surrounding yours, so that we can create a safe space where authentic dialogue can take place. And guys, who knows? We may even agree to disagree, and in that find common ground to move forward. So my question to you is simply this, guys. What are you carving out with your truth today? What are you carving out with your truth today? You are the living, physical embodiment of your truth. Your truth is what you believe. You are what you believe, and what you believe is your truth. What is your truth saying to you? Look in the mirror and you'll see your truth staring right back at you. Well, guys, I'm Dr. Drwendydearborne, and thank you for listening. And I'll be back at some stage with another episode of You and the Laws of Attraction. So, guys, until then, take care.